What's up, everyone? Had a conversation the other day, and I just wanted to kind of share it. I thought it was a interesting topic. It's something I see more of day in and day out. There was a advertisement on my Facebook page for therapy, and yeah, I was being an asshole. I said on there, "Geez, what kind of problems do they come with you? Do they come at you with today?" Oh, I'm depressed because I'm being bullied in school because my mom's on OnlyFans. I'm depressed because I'm getting a divorce because my wife's on OnlyFans. I'm depressed because I started an OnlyFans account and nobody wants to pay to see my butthole. Uh, they just added 25 new genders to the other, 100 plus that they made up, and so now I don't know what I am again. I'm depressed. Uh, I don't know where to get my hair cut, and I feel sometimes too masculine for the feminine for the salon and too feminine for the barber. I was being an asshole, right? And this lady, speaking of first world problems, clearly has the problem that she lives in a country where lots of food is easily accessible. Purple hair, you know what I'm talking about. And so she said something along the lines of paraphrasing. Well, when I call, it's because I feel like cutting myself open and pulling out my intestines and hanging myself with because I just can't stand myself. But yeah, OnlyFans and gender studies, whatever. And so I was like, all right, you want to go there? You shared. I'm going to share, right? Men are supposed to share. I see that every day now. That's a topic for another day. Men need to open up more. So I said, well, true story. I'm opening up here with you and being real here. I'm going to not share too many details, but I said, all right, yeah, 4.5 years ago, I tried to kill myself because my girlfriend at the time was killed in an accident. We were together. I survived the accident. She did not. I was going to do it. I had letters to all my friends and family I wrote out and put out on the kitchen table. I had a will put on my all black suit with instructions to be buried in the gray purple suit that she had picked out for me. Went to the barber's, had a beard then, got it all shaved off because I wanted to look good in the casket for my folks. And so, cops stopped me while I was at the funny farm. I met a man whose name I shall not mention, who his oldest child had died from a drug overdose. And a week after the funeral, his youngest child had died from an overdose. And this guy had no idea his kids even had a problem. And before they buried that child, his wife took her life because she didn't want to live without her kids. And so I said, oh, so anyway, what happened to you that's got you wanting to throw in the towel? And she didn't answer me. She just deleted her comment. And, granted, yeah, being a dick. What can I say? But I'm not trying to downplay her problems or depression. I hear that a lot. Dusty, it's not a contest or anything, but in some ways, folks, it is. You ever see the movie Dodgeball? Vince Vaughn's just being a pussy, throwing in the towel. He's not going to go, he's forfeiting the game. And none other than Lance Armstrong sits next to him and says, I felt like quitting once when I was diagnosed with brain, lung, and testicular cancer all at the same time. But instead of being a quitter, I got back on the bike and won the Tour de France 6, 8, 7, 8 times or whatever. And Vince Vaughn just kind of realizes like, yeah, I'm being a fucking bitch. And so so that's it. I'm not trying to make anybody feel worse about their problem. Oh, wait, but it is a first world problem to be depressed because you're so bored, because life is so easy, because you have so much access to food. I personally recommend struggle. Join strongman, join the gym. If you don't like that, join a jiu-jitsu club. I started theater when I got out of the hospital because I just didn't want to be alone, and it was a way to meet new people and friends. I have any tips for anybody. I never went to a therapist after I left the hospital, to be honest, mostly because I couldn't afford it. I'm just poor white trailer trash, man. But I'm not an idiot either. I've read plenty of books on it. As a kid growing up, I was curious. And so I kind of know what they're going to say already. So I felt like it was a waste of time. I know, if I say this, they're just going to tell me this and that, But now I understand that doesn't change the way people feel. People on these sites, I see in the comments always, how do I know which doctor is best for me? And these people are looking for the easy way out. They want a doctor to tell them everything's not their fault, right? Just saw an article the other day, I think Ryan Long shared, about a lady who was like, finally, after like 7 or 8 therapists, I found one that does believe the patriarchy and my feminist views, and anything that happen, and women are completely not responsible for their lives being failures. It's totally men are to blame. Finally, I found the right one for me. You know, as someone that's actually been through it and been to the funny farm, the right one is the one that's going to tell you shit you don't want to hear, okay? My advice for depressed people, no matter what the cause, is don't look up. When you're down in that valley of darkness, don't look up at the sun, because it can seem hopeless. It can seem like it's just, you'll never reach it. I recommend you look down at your feet and you just put one foot in front of the other. Sounds stupid, I know, but it's, what I mean is one day at a time, you know, one step at a time, one day at a time, one object at a time. You know, doing these shows and competition for strongman where we lift the logs, push the cars and shit, powerlifting, going with the theater group and having that play on my calendar, having these dates on my calendar, obligations, really got me through the darkest times, because I was like, I still wanted to kill myself for a long time, and I didn't, because I was like, well, I can't let these people down. These people are counting on me, and I put myself on the spot so that I couldn't let these people down. You know what I mean? And so that got me through the thick of it. But going back to what I was saying earlier, it kind of is competition. You know, it's like when you go to a powerlifting meet and there's 100 competitors and 85 get a first place trophy. Well, then nobody got a first place trophy. Let's be honest. You know, if everyone's problems are equal, then none of them matter. If everyone's pain is equal, then no one's in pain. And there's a dog just running by my window in a blue vest. I'll go check on that in a second. Make sure I didn't see a collar. Anyway, happens a lot in this town, man. I just shared like 8 lost dog posters the other day. It was ridiculous. So, you know, it's like the anti-bullying thing. I love it. I love the idea. It's very nice. But it's just come full circle. You know, everyone was at the table with the pretty cheerleader and the handsome quarterback, and they were like, "You guys are great. Yeah, we love you. We love you." And then somebody got there, "Hey, you know that goth kid that sits alone and wears the same jeans every day because he's poor, probably abused, probably got, you know, we didn't make his life easier as kids, making fun of him because he was socially awkward. Let's go hang out with him." But then they realized people with actual problems, with actual social anxiety, with abuse, with trauma, who actually experience some shit, it's not sexy, it's not fun, doesn't get you laid. And so real quick they just went, you know what, that pretty cheerleader from the upper crust family crying about her photo in the yearbook, her problems are just the same. Her problems are the same. That quarterback over there who you know, got drunk and he's going to go to jail for crashing his car, being an idiot. His problems are the same. We're going to see you, goth kid. We're going to go back. What do you mean? And then hey, goth kid, don't be selfish, okay? It's not a contest. All problems are the same. So that's what all this men need to learn to cry shit is. It's people giving you 60 seconds. Here, I'll give you 60 seconds. Now I can feel good about myself, pat myself on the back. Then I'm going to fucking leave you alone. Okay? And this will be a subject for another day, why I don't recommend learn to cry. The opposite, okay? And I'll go into further detail on that on another video, but for now, that's it. Yeah, you know, if we all got problems, then nobody does. If we're all victims, no one is. If we all got PTSD, college kids, just read an article the other day, college kids, oh my God, they sent a repairman up, and it was a cis heterosexual white man. I have PTSD now. You know, that is just the biggest fuck you to, you know, the Marines and soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan who saw their buddy vaporized in front of them. It's the biggest FU to people who watch their loved ones die. It's the biggest FU to parents who outlive their kids. You know, it is the most, you don't deserve sympathy. You're being a bit of a narcissist when you do that. You understand that, okay? Maybe you are depressed, but at the same time, when you're just trying to make everything, trying to harness all that attention to you, it's kind of like stolen valor, people dressing up as soldiers that weren't back in the early 2000s, the 2010s, when MMA first took off and you had kids, you know, twisting their ears to get the cartilage broken, wearing tap-out shirts. because they wanted to be acknowledged as fighters, acknowledged as soldiers without actually doing what fighters and soldiers do. And today, everybody wants to be acknowledged as a victim without actually going through the crap that actually makes you a traumatized victim. But don't call me a victim, all right? That's it for today, guys. Have a good day.